Welcome back to Breakpoints, episode 20 for the third time or fourth time. I'm not really sure. I'm one of your hosts, AggroBlaze96, aka Zack. I am joined by Sam and Taylor as always. And this week's very, very special guest comes to you straight from LSS, Ethan Van Sant, aka the Levia Specialist. Ethan, how are you, brother?
Yo, I'm not coming from you straight from LSS, rather. I am back in New York. I wish I was in New Zealand all the time, bro, but that flight is tough. But dude, I'm doing great. I'm about to play in a skirmish tomorrow. And I don't
Hey, let's
normally get to play
go.
the game anymore, so that Levia title's coming back around, I think. So yeah, feeling good.
Dude, I love it. I love it, man. As always, let's start off with everybody's week in Flesh and Blood. Taylor, why don't you start us off, dog?
This week I just played some Talishar. I played some Marlin. I went to an armory today. I went 3-1 on Marlin. That's about it. It's been a pretty chill week. Waiting to watch Seattle next weekend, and then the BNR on the 15th if anything happens. Iffy about that one, but we'll see how it goes. How about you, Sam?
Excited about that BNR as well. Hopefully, we get some cool stuff. I know that James did put out that like semi cryptic tweet about changing the meta, so I'm excited
This.
to see what happens.
This.
Um, Turns out I am actually going to go to a skirmish tomorrow myself. I'm lazy though, and I'm just going to slap one of every copy of the cards out of my KO deck into the sideboard and just let that rock for tomorrow. And other than that, just been taking it a little bit easy, taking the nice little downturn. Although this feels like a lot busier of a downturn than we normally get. Normally I feel like there's like actually nothing going on, but now there's like skirmish and it's leading like right into RTN season just about. So very exciting stuff. How was your week, Zach? Tell me about it.
My week's been pretty good. We got a CC tournament tomorrow. Nothing crazy, just like a local tournament they're putting on for like this giant wrestling belt. I'm very excited. We're going back to the roots here. We're playing Victor tomorrow. I am like on cracked out some sauce, trying to fatigue Verdances tomorrow because I'm so tired of losing that matchup. I'm packing 0 gravy tech tomorrow, so it's going to be very, very interesting. I also played at a skirmish tonight before we recorded, and I went 1-3. It was a very humbling experience to get dumpstered in Blitz. You know, you talk about how much you love the format just to end up hating it right before it leaves, right? So
Skillful
thanks,
format. Skillful format.
dude.
All 2.5 hour drive there, 2.5 hour drive back. That's why we're recording so late.
I could talk about all the bad beat stories, but you guys know how it goes. So I'll save you guys from the stories. But no, it's been good. Arc Raiders and cards, and I'm getting ready for hopefully what is an interesting BNR on the 15th, and then getting ready for Atlanta and Columbus and all the big events coming up in January. So I am pretty excited. Ethan, how has your week in Flesh and Blood been?
Dude, I finally don't have a week of Flesh and Blood. Oh my god. But coming off the back of Valencia, was that even last week? Time is like all distorted, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that was a very fun week, if that still counts as my week. I get to play in the Super Armories on Friday if I tidy everything up on time with setup. And generally, at all these callings, I can make it. If it's like a world premiere or something, absolutely not. But I once again went 3-0 split with RKO. I've gone 3-0 split at like the past, I don't know, 6 callings since he's come out. So, oh no, that's not true. I lost one game in Houston. There we go. But that was a battle hardened, not a calling. So I don't know if that counts. So my almost undefeated streak on RKO continues. I'm just like loving that deck. He's a really easy way to remind myself what is Flesh and Blood because the games tend to go pretty long. Whereas if I play my other decks like Acilio and Levia, maybe those 4 rounds aren't as quite fulfilling. So yeah, it was a great week of play, great week of streams. Valencia was awesome. Love going to Spain and Europe in general to visit around this time of the year is like all Christmassy and there's good food and drinks and good people. So it was a great last week, but currently a nice little break.
So I want to take a moment and kind of talk about your quote unquote break because over the last couple episodes, Sam and Taylor and I have all talked about how the end of the year for a lot of the grinders is this nice little like 4 to 6 week break. We're just kind of like hanging out, like waiting on BNR stuff and just kind of playing some games. But you don't really get that 6-week break at the end of the year. You were at Valencia last week, and then I think, Seattle is next
Mhm.
weekend.
And Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So you're like what? Enjoying your 3 or 4 days of reprieve here, being being at home, and you said playing a skirmish. So
Yeah.
I mean, what is that like 4 to 6 days of being at home look like for you? What's a personal life of Ethan look like?
Yeah. Well, first, I think let me introduce myself properly a little bit. Because if you haven't seen some of the Levia content I put out before, it's been a little slow these days, and for good reason. Like Zack's saying here, I'm generally the one behind the productions, in like a technical director role for, I don't know, at least this year. Like I think every single event. I may have like missed one in the beginning. I don't quite remember. Um, so I am physically there to pull off a lot of these shows, traveling around with all the gear, doing all the setup, meeting up with the casters, doing the behind the scenes with Sam and the rest of the marketing team. And what that generally means is spending around like 2.5 weeks on the road average. Like this year is what that kind of looks like, 2.5 weeks average. So I actually think that's pretty healthy. It's not that unmanageable, especially seeing how when the travel can be back to back, you really just lock in, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to Seattle next week, from Seattle straight to Hong Kong, pull off those two back to back. And that entire transit period is honestly smoother than if I fly back home just for like one day. So I actually like it when it breaks out that way. So these like 2 weeks on, like 2 weeks off, sometimes 3 weeks on, like 1 week off, however it breaks out. I actually quite like it. I think it's manageable. Yeah.
It's awesome, man. I'm glad you're getting a chance to relax. I know, we have a lot of interesting questions for you this episode, but I know that there's a ton of people at home, myself included, who really enjoy, all of the coverage and all the things you guys do. I mean, I think one of the very interesting questions is why Mr. Clean isn't on the on the streams more often. But
I answered that in chat. I don't know if you have the screen cap. I was waiting until I was on the podcast. That was the toll to pay. Now you're allowed, Taylor.
Oh,
Finally.
that's perfect. I love it.
That's
Ethan
fantastic.
100% just using that leverage against us.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing. Oh man, that's so funny.
All right, so we just kind of got done with the cycle for worlds and everything, and we had a really special treat I think this time around where you guys set up 3 different stream matches at the same time, and it even let you guys start the stream earlier, which I thought was really cool. Get even like more flesh and blood on the screen, and select the ones that were, I guess, like the best matches of those 3 to kind of like show to everybody. What did that kind of look like on your end? Like, how'd you guys pick them? Is there somebody back there like, ooh, this game was like sick, and this one somebody got curb stomped? Like, what that kind of look like?
Well, shout out to the whole team who pulled off Worlds, because I think if you do the tally, it was like maybe like 12 people, something like that. 5 casters, 3 on my team, socials team, videographers. It might have been higher than 12, to be honest. But it was a pretty well-oiled machine at this point. We've done a lot of these shows, brought coverage to almost like I don't think we missed a calling, like, to be honest. Go back the past like 3 years, I don't think we have. And so the people in these roles are just so good at this point. I love everyone who helped put that together, and that's really like why we felt comfortable scaling up for Worlds, was because now we've got 5 casters, for example, and the floating caster, whether it's Sam or Brian, kind of like the more seniority position, they can orchestrate run of show on the fly a little bit better than needing to pre-plan it. And so that role, for sure, kind of unlocked more of the picking and choosing of the games. They have, they're casters. They know what's exciting. They know what they want to commentate. They know how a stomp can look. They know what an exciting game can feel like. So they're trying to, massage that to bring the best games possible to stream. But shout out to the games that didn't make it, because we also put those out. And I thought that was actually really cool, because we hadn't done that before. But I had to wipe the drive. So the question was, do something with them or just move on to the next show. But it was Worlds. Like, you might as well put them out there. So I'm pretty happy with how that landed. And now you kind of get to see, if you go back and watch those games that didn't make it, some of them might have been a little bit stompy, maybe a little bit repetitive, like whatever the decision was. on not putting them on camera, hopefully meant that the ones we did put on were that much better. So casting a wider net with the feature matches is like, it was just awesome. It takes manpower to pull it off well, and we had that. We had great people, so I think it worked great.
See, I love to hear this, because the decision making of what do you pick, like like what goes on camera, because you got to pick 3 matches. I think it was 3 matches, right? And then from there, you have to pick one of those matches to showcase. I know
1 to
there
2,
was
1 to 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And the fact that all of them got out there was awesome, because I got to hear bad beat stories. Yeah, Taylor's already shaking his head. I got to hear bad beat stories while we were in the event hall. And I was like, man, I hate the world didn't get to hear about this. So thank you so much to you or whoever made that decision to put them all out there, because the world needed to see Taylor in that light. The world needed this.
It's okay. Like halfway through the game, I was just like, "Oh, this ain't getting streamed. I'm fine." Block the ray.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so funny. Oh.
Has there ever been a thought to like taking like I assume there are tons of these games actually, like not just for Worlds where you record a backup match and it doesn't always uh time doesn't allow or you guys don't show it for whatever reason. Um is there ever any thought to like taking those and like putting them on like the Ivafidia site for like games to look at otherwise, or is that like just not okay?
Well, first of all, Ivafidia is now part of SavageLands.com, I would say, which is run by my co-founder, Savage Feats Nathan, and managed by, actually, he's a Levia player, Joe Biden West, Kanye Berger, Alan, who initially made the site. They're working together on it now, but I do believe it's SavageLands.com and Marketing Point. You people got to go to that site specifically. But I don't think that website posts, they're just linking direct to YouTube anyway.
Okay.
But honestly, we've never had a bank of games like that. Generally with like 1 to 2 feature matches at the previous shows, there's maybe only like 2 or 3 games that don't make it. It's when there's this third feature match that like very clearly you are never watching 3 games in a single round, but most of the time you can watch 2 games in a single round. So honestly, it didn't come up because there just wasn't that much to put out there. But we had like 24 games, especially when you look at the top 8 being like the best of 3. That kind of made the difference, right? So yeah, just didn't do it before, and I don't really know what it's going to look like in the future. But that's the tipping point, right? Is like how many can you actually release at once? Is it worth it or not?
So is the 3-man setup?
Speaking,
yeah. So is the 3-man setup going to be the normal for tier 4s going forward, or is this a special treatment for Worlds?
I don't know.
back where I was going.
I would say the best of 3 top 8 was a huge driving factor, because logistically, it was hilarious. People were like asking how to pull that off before, I've even thought about it. But ultimately, that was one of the driving reasons. When you have 3 games potentially being played, and we want them to stagger at least a little bit so we can show everyone's game or match point game, like at minimum, you start to have an insanely long day 3. Like if you only have 1 to 2 feature matches, like it's just impossible to get everyone on camera. And I think that was like a huge goal, is everyone's made top 8, like you deserve screen time. So working backwards from that premise was pretty much the driving factor. So I don't know. I just don't know in the future, like what that looks like. But for now, it was awesome. So.
It was so cool. All right. Well, I guess we'll kind of get a little bit. What's that, Zach?
No, I just like so after last episode, when Noah was like, somebody
Oh,
else say
jeez.
something, when
This
there's an
again.
awkward silence, I just look up and me and Taylor are staring at each other,
Yeah.
because we're like, oh yeah, who's gonna break this? Because I'll sit here. Our podcast can be 17 minutes of coverage of us talking about something,
Oh,
and then
jeez.
35 minutes or 45 minutes of us just staring at each other.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm a
People
tap
love
out
it,
if
too.
that's the
Everyone's
case.
time a
Yeah.
little bit more than that.
People
Wait, was
loved
this
it.
Noah Bagelman?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot, I haven't watched that yet. If Noah's in it, I have to watch it.
Dude.
He was
It's
my
like 2
Discord
hours.
number 1. You know how there was like the Discord recapped?
Yeah.
He was my number one.
Really?
Good old Noah. Yeah, shout
That's
out.
cool.
I don't even know what we've talked about, to be honest, but I just like him a lot.
Clearly quite a
Yeah,
bit.
apparently. Yeah.
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 Oh, Span,
So
Noah.
you're traveling all over the world for all these events. Do you have, for this year, the favorite locale that you've been to?
Oh yeah, this year Brazil. Oh my god. I got to go to Brazil twice, once with the blessing of coverage. So, pulling off calling Sao Paulo early this year. Super memorable, that top 8, Cadu winning and like everyone coming and smacking him, like that was awesome. And it was
That was awesome.
so just hospitable, honestly. Like it was an amazing crew down there. It was just good food, really easy to explore city. I also have a personal friend who lives in Sao Paulo, so it was good to meet up with them. So with how nice that first trip around was, I went to their Brazilian nationals just solo, just to hang and for vibes. It was definitely not because that was my last weekend allowed to play rated events before I got the job. Definitely that wasn't a part of it. I just love Brazil. But yeah, even the second time, I stayed in the same hotel. It was in the same venue, different TO though, shout out. And it was just as fun. Like honestly, Brazil is amazing. That first calling, I think we had like maybe 3 Europeans there, like Florin, Christian Longa was there, Alex Kitsu was there, maybe someone else. We had a couple Americans as well. And the out-of-towners were just treated to like the best hospitality ever. And the local players are just sick. So I would recommend Brazil every time. Time zone's also super easy for people in the States. You're just going down south, generally like an hour ahead or so. So yeah, definitely Sao Paulo. Definitely.
I love to hear you say that because Brazil is one of those places that Carly has told me she's wanted to go since we started dating. And now Flesh and Blood goes there, like 2 or 3 times a year, it feels like. And so I'm always like, man, I would love it if we got like a PT or if we got like like a tier 4 or major event down there because it's hard for me to sell going all the way to Brazil for a calling.
No, just go
Like,
for a calling, dude. It's worth. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now, dude. It's worth it. Like
Zach, what you do is you tell Carly, hey, I think we should take a vacation to St. Paulo on October 14th through the 17th. And then you get food poisoning at the beginning of Saturday morning,
I see.
and then you come back Saturday night and you get food poisoning again.
So am I just like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like
Yeah,
my wife
exactly,
while we're
dude.
in Brazil?
Yeah. Simple as that, dude. Just I'll be right back.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
I saw you. Anyway, honey, I won $10,000. Don't ask how.
I'm gonna make sure to tell Carly to skip this part of the episode. Where are we at? 20 minutes? Yeah, I'll just tell
Yeah.
her to skip over like 18 to 22 minutes so that
La, 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 la,
we
la.
can keep this going.
yeah. Dude, I'm just saying though, went for a calling and then went for their nationals. What did I have to do, man? Nothing. It was just vibes.
I mean,
Vibes. It was
that is
good.
pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
I've also heard really positive things about the TOs for those tournaments. How they were basically selling like at the minimum cost, even like losing some money on like prizing stuff to like make sure they could get everybody in the venue that they could, which is just like so sick.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why.
And they're just like really
Okay, so the other half of why I went to Brazilian Nats is because Carlos Cuchaga and Enrique Lindner were there, which
Ooh.
I think there was only like one other nationals that had an artist. It might have been like Indonesian national, something like that. But Carlos Cuchaga had never been to an event before, and he did like half of Levi's cards.
Oh wow.
So that's the real and he was signing for free, which is ridiculous.
What?
I handed that man cold foil sea legs, cold foil diabolic offerings, like 10 other Levia cards for him to sign. It was a stack of like 30 cards, and he wouldn't take money. So I bought some prints from him at least, but like he only came because the TO went out of their way to find, who's in the area, what's going to make this special. And sure, I was the only one who showed up for it, I think, like out of towner wise. But it was awesome. Not every TO does that. They're kind of left to their own devices on like handling, some of those aspects of nationals, vendors and artists and that kind of thing. And maybe next year I go to Indonesia. Just saying. Like hunt for them signatures, dude. This is pretty real.
This sounds like this might have been the perfect send off for you. You
Yep.
know, you got to go to Sao Paulo to hang out with friends. It sounds like you got to get cards signed that you probably never had signed, and it was the last time you could play in a rated event. I mean, dude, that's
Yes.
like a chef's kiss ending to like your competitive career, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, what would have been nicer is if I didn't bubble the like 140 person last chance qualifier, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I went 6-2 on Acilio, bubbled 10th, dude. Absolute dream crusher. But
Oh,
my rated Acilio win rate is like, I think if you check on fabtcg, bro, it's like either number one or it's up there. 75% retirement. I did it. I did it. Yeah.
Go out on top, right? Go out on top.
Yep, that's right.
So you have been playing a fair bit of Acilio and RKO. You know, what's drawn you to these heroes? Do they remind you in any way of your one true love, or is it?
No, thank God. No. Like the thing about Levia is she can be incredibly frustrating to play, but you can spam enough games with her that she feels better than she doesn't. Like, right? However, when you take her in person, you just don't know what side of the coin you're on. So back when I was like grinding because I could actually play, which at this point was years ago, to be honest, I would play Levia like at every, like I don't have armories now, but like I'd go to armory like 2-3 times a week. I'd go to like a pro quest every weekend, like kind of the normal grinder stuff. And I'd just play Levia nonstop. And you start to forget about like the time she was mid because she can also be so good. But when you don't get to play as often, I'd rather play decks that are either like more immediately skill testing, like win or lose, like Acilio, or just very drawn out, so you get to play more even though your rounds are less, which is like RKO. Levia is like still great, but she just like I don't want to take her as my only deck all the way to freaking Hong Kong and like go 0-4 and also be so freaking salty that the stream probably like tanks the next day. You know, like there's strategic reasons to not play her these days, for real. But maybe that changes. Yeah.
The production quality issue.
Yeah.
Get you on tilt.
Oh yeah. Dude, if I can like 3-0 split on my Friday, I walk away with like a Marvel token. I'm happy. Streams breeze. Let's just make sure that keeps happening. You know, let's keep it there.
Oh my God, we're gonna be watching a stream one day and it's shaky, kind of like juddering. I'm like, oh God, he 0-3, didn't he? Oh my God, I can feel it. I can feel it through the screen.
He died to blood debt. Oh God.
Oh no, he brought Hexagore. Oh God.
Yeah. For real.
Claws have finally LL'd and things are.
Oh shit! Don't talk about that, please. Oh.
Oh my goodness. Well, while you're at these, tons of things to do that aren't, like you're alluding to, just playing the game. Taylor and I are a little bit of foodies.
Mm.
What's your favorite place you've gone to for food while you've been out and about this year?
Ooh, man, the scapegoat answer is just think back to Brazil because it's top of mind and the food there is amazing. Like you go to a steakhouse, you get like caipirinha. The cashew is my specific favorite. Did you know that cashew is a fruit as well as a nut? Like the nut is like the stem and there's a fruit underneath it. And in Brazil, they don't throw it away. They make it into like the base of a caipirinha and it's so freaking good. So you're like drinking that and you're eating like picanha, just like, cut of a steak. It's really good down there, guys. But best overall, I think you just like have to say Japan. Like Japan is just a little too easy to have some of the most mind-blowing food ever, and it's just like a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, and it's just the best ramen ever. And for me, I'm big into soups. I like pho. I like ramen. So maybe it has to be Japan, dude. But Brazil's pretty close. Those.
How excited are you to go back to Japan?
Excited too. Oh, if I
I
go,
know.
I don't know.
Yokohama. You better, dude. I'll put you on stream this time. I've been on the podcast now.
I'm good. I don't want to be on stream. I'm like terrified to be on stream now.
Oh yeah.
I was rolling hot. I was like 6-0, and then that game, I'm
Undefeated on stream to defeated once, and now you're like never again.
Nope. I'm like scarred, dude. I was like, like that. That was the saving grace, though. Was like there's 3, and I was like, dude, this game is so shit. I was like, I'm fine. He won't put these on YouTube later and tell everybody. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Ah, here we are.
Yours might be the most viewed one. There were a couple. Pablo's like definitely up there. I think you were number
dude,
2
Pablo. It's the
in like
goat,
the most
dude.
viewed.
It's the goat.
Yeah.
I saw his game over there. I was like, I was like, I know that feeling, buddy.
Just rub the salt in the wound. Get it in
Yeah.
there.
That's fine. It's fine. I had tons of messages. They're like, "Hey, why'd you block like that?" You're like, "I'm a dummy." Okay, thanks, man. So what location haven't you been to yet that you kind of hope that LSS puts into the World Tour for next year or 2027?
Well, I tweeted to Trevor directly on this one, but it's got to be New Orleans, like sometime soon. New Orleans is, I mean, it's where I'm from to start, so it would be nice to go back home, see the folks. But it's also, depending on which season you go, like personally, I would go for like crawfish season and like around April. And that way, like you can really lean into the food aspect of New Orleans. That's a pretty good season because you can go for like the party, you can go for Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, something like that. But personally, I'm really big on like the seafood seasons in Louisiana, obviously like crawfish being incredible. But if you want to roll up to like a Calling New Orleans and go fishing or something, like that's also pretty cool. Get some rainbow trout, redfish, things like that. Like I'm just a little nostalgic to go back home, and there's not much free time to do it on my own accord. So why not for the world tour,
My gosh, I would love to scrub out of a calling and go get a po' boy. That sounds
of course,
awesome.
dude.
Oh,
Come
that
on.
sounds awesome.
Come on.
That was the best part about Philly.
Yeah.
Hey, you go get a fillet.
Philly
man.
cheesesteak,
Really,
yeah.
In the market right across the street.
The market
place
was
was fun.
amazing in Philly. Like I was actually very, very impressed. I'm very sad I only got to go once because I was playing and stuff like every day.
You're
But
winning.
I don't know about that. I was not winning, but I was playing in
You're like
events.
5. You're like, I have one more round. I have to grind this out.
Dude,
Sorry.
I literally went 2-6 in worlds. Like I was my first
Oh
world.
my God.
I wanted to play all my rounds. I just wanted to play all my rounds, and I missed out on the food because of it.
Are you
But
playing Levia, bro? Like what happened there?
no, dude, I'm bad. Like I
Okay.
don't know what to tell you guys.
You know what?
So
I like the honesty, Zach. I like the honesty.
I mean, I should have just quit after my first pro tour, right? Like, 14th, we should have just went out like on a good run, like just left it alone.
We're just gonna retire from
Yeah, no, I mean, just called it after that. Like,
Whoa, take that creator grant and go, bro. I don't know about that. Whoa. Jeez.
Can you imagine? So
That
anyway,
would-
guys,
would
check
be
out
like
this
the most
new TCG I
diabolical
found this
thing
week.
in the world. Like, just delete the YouTube channel after I get the money. It would be crazy, diabolical.
No. What would be way more diabolical is just to go into another TCG. It's just like, anyway, guys.
Whoa,
Wow, his coverage of this is
stop,
so good.
stop. Yeah.
Okay.
whoa.
James is just beating down your door on.
So this
Sunday.
week in Riftbound, guys, like, could you imagine?
The Pinkertons are at your door right now. Hey, can we get the camera back?
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Oh man.
So now we talked about like your favorite places and where you want to go. What was like your least favorite if you want to like, or like what moment happened on the stream that you kind of wish you could do over?
Dude, it's the small things, like the stuff that I've fixed a billion times that just like keeps coming back. Like like those kinds of things are just so annoying. It's just, one of those things that I should be more like studious about. Like make sure I've checked the floor plan, checked the table quality, bounced around on the stage, and just made sure that those little things then don't impact the entire stream day. Because if it's annoying me, it's probably not annoying everybody. I'm pretty anal, but it's not the product that I would want to put out like this many years in. So
I
love the.
go ahead, Taylor.
No, Zach. No.
I
AggroBlaze
was-
96, you go.
No, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna.
I was just gonna say that I think it's safe to say that just because you're noticing it does not mean that everybody's noticing it. Like, I'm sure, like I really care about like what my stream looks like when I'm live, and I can only imagine the amount of like more time and effort you put into like the productions and things like that. So I'm sure that like, if it's really small, you might notice it. But like even someone like me may not notice it like when I'm watching coverage or something because I'm just enjoying watching flesh and blood. So I don't know. Like I wouldn't be so hard on yourself. Like I get what you're saying. You definitely don't want like these major gaps to be showing, but I think you might be a little too hard on yourself, dog.
No, like I don't want to start coasting on those things. Like, I think you do have to hold yourself accountable, like in the kind of position that I'm in, because no one else is necessarily. And even if it's like one person commenting in chat, sometimes that's very beneficial. Like, shout out to what was the most recent, Valencia, where Boosting Spendog, good friend of mine, one of the best parts of Sydney, was in the chat, and I thought he was just memeing. It's so hard to tell with this guy. And he said something like, why is Mirko's name squished? And I have no idea, like, what is he talking about? Is he like making fun of the dude's name? Is he like watching on a phone? Like, I have no idea like what he's actually talking about. But I spent like 2 seconds double checking, like, okay, what is he talking about? And it turns out that, yes, I had set the bound box of like the right side player's name to like a different percentage than the left side, just like by a little bit, like by 10% or something. But Boosting Spendog is a graphic designer. And so he pointed that out because the O's were different in like, Paolo or whatever the opponent's name was. He could see that. And I wasn't even like seeing that. So, I don't mind when people are nitpicky because generally they're right, at least a little bit. Like something is wrong, I'm very willing to fix it because I don't want it to happen again. But it has to be when something's like objectively wrong. If you're just like yelling about judges on stream or something, just shut up, dude. Like some of that stuff is just noise, But that kind of thing, real critiques of like actionable fixes, I do appreciate.
So you've kind of hit both sides of what I would call the chat coin here. You talk about Spencer, like saving the day and talking about how like
he saved it. He saved Valencia, dude. Quote
right,
that. Yeah,
exactly.
he did. Yep.
I mean, I'm sure the whole stream would have had to been deleted after that if it wasn't for Spencer. So big shout out to Spencer. But he helps you with this, and that's cool. But you also talk about people being like, oh, why didn't they tell the judge this? And you're just like, dude, like let it go. Like we can't fix that. This was 3 hours ago. Do you feel like more often than not?
Yo, okay, that's the other part of chat I just hate, dude. You don't tell me you're on that side of chat. Dude. Oh my god.
I saw you comment on Noah's stuff, and as soon as he said that, I was like, oh my god. Dude, I saw this. Oh my god.
Just finish your point. Finish your point. Yeah, come on.
Oh no, absolutely
keep going,
not. No, not here.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, like, do you think
look.
chat is more helpful or less helpful to you when you're actually like doing these events?
Oh, more helpful. I'm on I'm pretty positive around like the chat culture that Flesh and Blood has. Maybe it's just because we've never been on Twitch, but generally, like our YouTube audience are our players. It's not just like these aren't just like randos, like there are players. And the YouTube channel is amazing as a home for all that. You're watching like the dev talks, you're watching the World Tour Weeklies, you're watching the live streams. Like you can engage with all of it because you're a player. And so when you're engaging as live as possible, like in the live stream chat, I'd say like generally these are nice people. They're here because they love Fab. Like that's why they're on your channel. They're not just like there to spam emotes or whatever it is, So generally, I'm very positive towards chat, and maybe once or twice per stream, someone gets banned. I really hate doing that because I'm not paying much attention to it. To be honest, there's 30 things I'm looking at, But generally, when someone's being an ass, a lot of other people in that chat are calling them out because our chat is generally not like they're not gonna take that kind of stuff. And so then I can notice it a little bit better. Not saying like point, like call for witch hunts, Jesus Christ. But generally I think chat has a good vibe. They know it's good. To the other comment you made though.
Yeah, go ahead, please. I've been waiting.
That is the most annoying message in chat is people who do not understand what a delayed broadcast is. And you're just like, we are 3 hours behind. Nothing is live. Like, no, dude. Do you understand that the reason this works so beautifully is because you can just say, if a day is going to end at 6 o'clock, it's going to end at 6 o'clock, right? Like the tournament's done. But we can just start the day like 2 hours later and still finish at 6 o'clock. Do you know what that means? That means we are objectively trimming 2 hours of nothing. We're
Yeah,
not cutting 2 hours of like game, it's not, you're not punished. You're actually getting a reward, like we're giving you a much better product. And people just think because it's like delayed or something that, oh, the stream is delayed by 2 hours.
So
top 8's done already. Why are we 2 hours behind? No, we're not, dude. That's not how it works. And on top of that, correcting those people is equally as awkward because like I don't really want to point that kind of thing out, that someone's wrong, in chat. But it does feed into this narrative of like, oh, people are doomer more than they need to be about like things happening on stream, not being able to correct those things, blah, blah, because it's delayed. Well, like we're watching top 8s live, in Valencia, every single top 8 game was live within like 30 seconds, and yet you still have people in chat saying that like, oh, like, why do you even care about this? It's not live. Like, blah, blah, blah. That could top 8's over already. Like, oh, bro, we gotta break that narrative somehow because it's just not how it works.
So I guess I'm confused. Why am I being held to the cross here? I'm arguing
because
for the
we're
same thing
never
that you were
even
just
3 hours
talking about.
behind, dude. We're never even. That's a made up number. We start 2 hours behind, and it's because
I picked a random number. You're
Yeah,
X
and
time behind. It
and you
doesn't
sound
matter.
just like those people in chat, dude, making shit up. And don't do that. God,
Making what up? You are
3
behind.
hours,
The
but not 3
time
hours,
does not matter.
and not 3 hours ever, and not 2 hours for even after that first game. That's all. Okay, there we go. That's how it works.
So your frustration with my entire comment was the fact that I said a number off the top of my head?
Dude, that's fake news. Be careful. You're on a podcast.
I said you
like, we
are
don't let-
X amount of time behind. And like,
Okay,
I
X
picked a
is
random-
better. X is
Sure,
better.
I'm
You are okay, fine.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Jesus. All right.
All right,
I
there you
didn't
go.
realize this was going to be worse than Taylor. How nitpicky are we going to be? I'm sorry.
Dude, it's
I
my
thought
job.
we were
Do you
here to-
understand?
Yeah,
Jesus.
Clearly.
Ethan
All right.
is right. It is literally his
Yeah,
job to do
yeah.
this. I'm like that one. I'm like, I come on here and just
You're
talk shit.
enabling them, Zach. All right.
I just talk shit for like 2 hours and edit it and throw it out there. He actually does this for like money. I don't go to like you guys don't come to my job and talk shit. I don't go to your job. Makes sense. It's like,
Thank you,
Well,
Taylor. Thank you,
Now,
Taylor.
now that I've talked shit to Ethan, I have to come to your job and talk shit to
Oh,
Taylor. Like, that's
yeah.
how it goes.
Buddy, it's just me playing Talishar, dog. Don't even. It's not even worth it.
That's even better for me. I'll actually understand what you're doing.
Yeah, why'd you block with that card, Taylor?
It's like, I'm an idiot, dude. He's like, okay, sounds good. Thanks, man.
God, I'm gonna spit my water out.
So, since you started streaming, what is the
Oh,
most
yeah.
impressive improvement that you've seen with your streams? I can't even. Second.
What'd you say? The biggest improvement?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So to you, like, what is the biggest improvement in your streaming?
Biggest
really like
improvement?
delay.
I would. All right. I'm gonna shout out someone very specific who the public probably doesn't know very well, but on marketing, we have a incredibly talented graphic designer named Keegan, who you've probably seen like on Twitter. Keegan will tweet around there. I don't know if Keegan's like been to anything other than Pro Tour LA in person, but Keegan does a lot of the animations that you've seen, a lot of like the just, like the static graphic design as well. And working with Keegan is a freaking treat. Keegan is incredibly talented. And so I think the biggest improvement from like when I was doing things to when it's the team doing things, for example, is being able to rely on people with an insane skill set. I can't animate Icelander or like whatever's going on, and so, finding ways to inject other people's specialties into the stream is always a treat. I think Keegan specifically is just one of the biggest improvements there. But that comes with everyone who now really like works together. I mean, that's just awesome in and of itself to not, be alone. So, but yeah, Keegan specifically.
Sorry, my brain is like, I'm trying to like, I have a question, but I'm trying to like get my words together correctly
I
here.
was trying to give you time to
Yeah,
process.
no,
I can see the
Yeah,
mouth
I can see a little
slowly
delay
moving
there.
towards the
No, I
question.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. My mouth was about to start doing this, and I was like, no. Think about this for a second, because if I say the wrong thing, I know I'm gonna get
Yeah, hold up.
like nailed to the cross.
Canceled part 2.
He's been
So when you talk about Keegan and graphic design, like this is something that like I feel like kind of sparks my personal interest a little bit. So we're kind of going to go off script here with this question here. You talk about the animation of Icelander and like the animation of like Gravy Bones is the one that like stands out to me. You know how like the whole like lightning storms and stuff like that.
Oh,
When I watch the live streams, I always think, wow, that is so cool. I wish I had the ability to do something like that. So I don't know. I guess I don't have a question. I guess my brain's just like, yeah,
I agree with you
dope
though,
as shit.
Zach. I
Appreciate
agree
it.
with you. I also wish I could do anything close to that.
No question.
Instead, I can just plug it in. Yep.
Enjoyed that because I had no idea where it was going towards the end.
This was the
I'm
problem.
just so
Is even
excited
after
for
I
the
started
question.
talking, I
Yep.
still had no
Ethan,
idea
how
where
do
my
you
brain
do
was
it?
going.
And also just to shout out, there are other people who work on like these aspects of things. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to name them, but yeah, Keegan specifically, I think, is the one who works closest with the stream. So
Does Keegan do any freelance work?
he is so insanely busy with
Asking for a
the
friend.
workload. I don't know.
Sure,
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if you guys know, but I just recently came into some money, so I might.
Great way to spend $5,000.
After this podcast, you're never getting another one, so
Oh,
you might as well enjoy it
dude.
now.
Money. They're gonna tell Ethan to never put me on camera, specifically after this episode.
Bro, if you go 2-6, we don't have to worry about that. Come on.
Oh, that hurts. It still hurts. Not enough time has passed.
It's been perfect.
Yeah, as soon as Taylor was like 3-0 on Marlin, I was going on stream in Philly. Like,
Do you know what's even funnier? Is the next round?
Marlin.
The next round was against Eugene, and I was like, and Eugene looked at me, he goes, "You think this is a stream game?" I was like, "Not after last round, buddy. Not after last round, dog." I was like, they ain't calling my name again. Oh,
So if you could magically change one thing about the stream and like the setup, like the whole thing, like if you just changed like one thing, what would you pick?
I'd make it lighter. Oh,
Yeah, that's what,
yeah, dude.
How hard is that to like lug around all this? Like,
I mean, it's
through airports and
the
everything?
only limit in terms of what we can like dream of and pull off is just the weight. Because ultimately I fly with 3 bags, and that's it. Like with the turnaround time on like going from halfway across the world back to the other side and back to the other side, like you just can't ship something like that. And it traveling with me also means it's just a lot safer. I've got trackers in all of it. I can troubleshoot like on site as well. If it does get delayed, I can physically be there to yell at the person to find where the freaking bag is, like those kinds of things. If it's just out of your hands being shipped across the world, it's slower, it's harder to be on top of. But I mean that's just a limit by doing it this way. Is it's got to be light, it's got to be mobile, and there's only so much you can do with working under like 75 pounds is like an international weight limit per bag. So yeah, kind of a boring
Or,
answer,
like,
but
have you ever had a scare where it got like lost or something?
not lost. I mean, like I have trackers in all of it, so at least like I will know where things are. But yeah, going to, I believe it was world premiere Taipei. They got delayed by like a unforeseen connection that I took. Like my initial itinerary got messed up, so I took a connection, and apparently the bags still went on the initial itinerary. But like by international law, bags cannot be unloaded if you are not in the country. So the bags made it
Okay.
to Taipei, but I wasn't there yet by like 2 hours. So then they went all the way back to San Francisco. And then I landed, and the bags were like needing to fly back to America just to then get tagged to fly like back to me. So, immediately you're losing like 24 hours on the like minimum for like them to even get back before, before I could set up for the World Prem. Luckily, I book around these things, and I was in Taipei longer because I used to live there, so I'm quite fond of that city anyway. But yeah, that was the only time. If you think about it, out of like, I don't know, man, I started doing like the contract work for LSS, even like small scale back at Calling Indie like 3 years ago or something. I don't even know how many shows it's been since, but that's the only time. That's pretty crazy. One time.
You know
That's
what's
pretty
crazy
awesome.
about calling indie is that's the first calling I actually remember sitting down at like a restaurant after I went to indie and watching it. And I was like, man, this is some good ass coverage. I remember that one
Hell yeah.
too, because I remember the Oldham Lucas Oswald
Yep.
game in top 8 or top 4. I
Yep.
remember that one very distinctly.
It was
That
me,
was a-
Sam, and Punkage.
Yeah,
That was like our
yeah.
little independent crew, Mansant Media, as we used to call ourselves.
Yeah,
Early
yeah.
days. Yep.
I remember watching my good buddy Aaron get destroyed by Majin Bay in like round like a 10 on like Hidachi 5, and I was like, dude, you suck. And we went to go eat and we were watching the top 8. I was like, man, that could have been you if you didn't suck the whole time. He's like, thanks, dude. I was like, yeah.
Nice. Dude, that was a turning point. It really was. It was a long time ago.
So since you take all of this with you yourself, like you said you take the bags, you pack them, like you have trackers and all that kind of stuff, like you're basically not shipping them, you're flying with them in some capacity.
Mhm.
Was it different for you at Worlds this year because there was more setup? I feel like there was probably just more equipment to film 3 games. Like, was it different or was it just swapping out different pieces to take with you for this event?
I mean, I just drove to Worlds, so that just changed
So that'd be
everything.
really
Yeah, so it's like so much easier. Planning on some of these other shows, I mean, internationally, it's all like we've been able to do double feature, no problem. A third, we'll see if it happens and we'll see what it takes. But when you travel with like that expensive amount of gear, you do have to use like a merchandise passport. And so you kind of have to lock in exactly what you're bringing because it has to be like declared, itemized, weighted. Like it's a lot, dude. It's annoying.
Wow.
Like, yeah, you don't just get to like bring a suitcase. So yeah, you kind of need to plan for exactly the use case of everything you're going to bring because you can't just like do it last minute. So we'll see. We'll see when we get there.
How far out do you start planning for like when you're going to take things to like film stuff?
I mean, it's kind of like kitted out. It's, one feature match versus like feature match plus like, I don't know, like world prems are slightly different because you need like close up cameras for cards being open and things like that versus like 2 feature matches versus I guess now 3. Like they're all kitted out to be like, okay, it needs exactly these like 4 extra things, these 20 extra things, these like 50 extra things, whatever it is. It's not that complicated. Come on, bro, I'm a professional at this point.
So you have it down to a science,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, come on.
He's got.
Come on. Yeah.
But you mentioned world premieres. There are world premieres at all like any more fun to cover than like your standard callings, or is there like a mental tier list you have? Like, oh, I'm so excited to go do the world premiere, or I'm super excited to do the pro tour.
I mean, every Flesh and Blood event is incredibly exciting. Like not even as like a paid shill, I love this game. I mean, come on, dude. I'm their number 1 on freaking YouTube stats, like still. And it's my job. Like I probably was going to be that way anyway, even if it wasn't. Because I'm just like a little obsessed with this game. So being at every show is kind of the best seat I could ever want to be in because I'd be watching them anyway. I guess I can't say that for sure because I've always been in that seat, to be honest. But for like other games I've really liked, I'm always glued to their coverage. Like it's the coolest thing ever to watch like World Champs for League of Legends or something. Yeah, like it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, we even went and covered like the LL Battle 30 people or something, and those games were still awesome because they were games that I otherwise like, wouldn't be bringing to the world. I guess like they're all special in a way. And even that, like, you are asking these players who may just be on some homebrew, they don't know they're going to top 8 or whatever. Now you're asking them to play on camera. They can feel a bit of the prestige. They lock in unless you're Taylor. And all of a sudden, like every game is a little bit more special. I would like it to not be more stressful. Like sometimes that happens. I feel really bad in those instances. But yeah, you're just sharing like a pretty special moment with anybody, whether it's like round 1 or, winning ins, like it's all cool. But for world premieres specifically, I would say I do dread those more than the rest because every once in a while I can like form a bad habit with card names or something at the World Prems that dooms me for the eternity of like those cards being played. And it's really messed up because I'm generally just on top of every single card in the game. I could look at any card in the game, tell you exactly what it is from like this much, on a screen. And there are some world premieres where even though I'm studying the cards, something gets mixed up and the bad habit forms like on the World Prem weekend, and I still can't break it. Still can't break it. And an example of that, actually, I wasn't even at this World Prem, but Hot on Their Heels and the other one, I don't even know the name of these
Display
cards.
loyalty.
No, it's the girl with like the fire.
Bloodline.
Blade Dance.
That starts with an S, I'm pretty sure. There's Hot on Their Heels and there's another one. Either way, those two cards look exactly the same. I wasn't even at World Prem for the Hunted. I think that's the one event last year that I was not at, or this year, whenever it came out. But I have just never been able to remember the other half of the card. Like I see the one and think it's the other, see the one, think it's the other. And that's happened a couple times. Like when a set instantly comes out and it's just how my brain works. It's just going to be messed up forever. It doesn't impact anyone at all. No one will feel the pain that I do.
But you know,
It just bothers me so bad, and it happens at World Prem weekends. Yep. I'll find this card.
How much do you like sit there and study when like we all know that you see the cards before everybody else? Like how much time do you sit there and just like stare at the new set? Like I'm gonna memorize every single one of you for World Premiere weekend.
It's Burning Blade Dance and Hot on Their Heels. Maybe one of you said that.
Yeah, Burning Blade Dance.
It's Fire Lady with 2 daggers with like swirling effects. They're both commons. They both attack for 3. They both block for 3. They look the exact same. But anyway, can you repeat the question?
How long do you actually sit with the set and like memorize all of the cards before World Premiere?
Generally the flight.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's
have to
way
make
better.
sure there's no fab people around as well.
True.
I know the casters also put in hella work on that. I think they only get to see it like maybe the day of or day before. Like it's pretty lock and key, obviously. So shout out, like when the casters really lock in, it's pretty awesome.
Wow, kudos to them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And generally on the World Prem weekends,
like
they're better than me. Like straight up, at this point, this late into a set or something, I'm definitely going to be like better than them at like recognizing the cards, feeding them info, pulling up the cards, whatever it is. But at the World Prems, I don't think I've ever been better than the casters. So shout out.
That's sick. Oh man. I'm coming away from this even more impressed than I already was with all of you guys.
We've got some good casters in Fab. The scene has tightened up for sure on that front.
Yeah. We're actually recording with Ponkage, I think, Sunday, so I'm really excited. Pick his brain a little bit.
I think he's number one. I've told pretty much all the casters when they ask for advice that just try to be Punkage because I'm obsessed. I think most people are. He is just incredible at just being in that player's seat on both halves of the table. And he's even playing at Seattle this weekend. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if he just wins. Like the guy's insane. So good at this game. So we'll see. Fingers crossed, dude. That'd be so sick if he just like wins a calling.
It'd be really cool.
Why not?
I remember watching his ProQuest winning Viserai deck from like 2021 or something on his Smoke YouTube channel back in the day.
Oh, dude, his videos were so good.
Oh yeah, whenever Icelander came out and he was explaining like how everything worked, I was like, oh.
That's the biggest loss as like a Fab community is that he doesn't make videos anymore. I stopped making as many Levia videos. That's a net positive, dude. Less people play Levia now, but like Punkage not making his content it's sad.
So I was not here for the reign of terror that was Starvo, but I made a comment one day when MST came out. I was like, man, maybe these heroes are as good as Starvo. And then one of my locals was like, oh, you don't even know. You gotta go watch this video. And I watched probably 3 or 4 times and just like cry laughing. It was so good.
Oh, the music video. Yeah, it's true.
Don't talk about Starvo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like the majority of people in my
So
armories are
good.
like in the last like 2 or 3 years, and so we're playing games, and like Silver Age going around, they're like, "I've never played a game against Dromai," and I'm just like, "Oh, my back's starting to hurt, man."
Wow.
I was like, "Oh my god, really? That's crazy. What does Chain do? Can I read his hero ability?" I'm like, "You don't want to. You don't want
No.
to. Like,
No.
don't." It's like, oh, I feel like an old head.
I think
Man.
I think we are, just like by the way the game's growing. There's so
Yeah.
much new growth, which is awesome. I mean, you can see it across like viewership on live streams too. Like it's just constant upward trajectory, which is pretty sick. But it will make us feel old. I love you.
I'll take the trade.
Yeah, for real, for real.
More people playing Flesh and Blood, the better. So let's switch gears a little bit here. If someone was brand new and wanted to do kind of a similar gig where they wanted to like stream this card game, let's say maybe like one day LSS expands and there's like 2 teams of this incredible, World Traveler crew that you got, and they want to be a part of it. What kind of like advice would you want to give that person, or maybe even like if there was a way for you to give the younger you advice, even like what would you say?
Yeah, I would just say it's not about money, it's about vision. Because I definitely started this journey with negative money. Bro, I was on Medicaid. Like, whoa. But it didn't matter because the thing that I like really wanted to elevate, right? Like this game, Flesh and Blood, just, it needed some innovation. It needed like someone with a vision for like what coverage could be. And eventually you start to catch up with like what you're dreaming about. And I think that's just a good way to approach for anyone who's like looking to make content, do live streams. I would always shoot beyond what is currently being done. Just easy. Because if all you're trying to do is catch up, you are going to be slower than the innovations happening on that level. That's just what's going to happen. But if you are seeing some missing piece, really want to figure that out, then eventually you'll probably get recognized for it. And I mean, I would hope there's only really been a couple instances of that, but that would be the what catches my eye in theory is if you're doing something different and you're doing something different and it doesn't have to be better yet, but it has to be different because you really believe in the difference in presentation, difference in like viewer experience, whatever it is. So yeah, it's not just like, because I get so many DMs where it's like, what camera do you use? Like, dude, you probably don't even like want to use the camera I'm using because I want to replace the camera I'm using. Like, come on. So yeah, vision.
I love that actually. All right. That about wraps the main part of our topics off for today. So we're gonna get into some podcast questions
Beautiful.
from the community. But before we do that, real quick, if you want to know the best Acilia win rate and what kind of deck list they were running at the tournaments,
It's a good segue. That's a
you
good
might want to
segue.
head on over to Fablazing,
That's a good one.
where you can get the data on this incredible deck and player whenever you want. And if you want to keep track of how you're doing at tournaments, well, we've got this sweet little notebook from Codex Journals. It's got a nice little Breakpoints logo on it. Great way to track, if your favorite in a matchup sitting across from your buddy, start playing the head, mind games with them immediately. Get some great notes about what's going on in the game plans, all that fun stuff. But
It's actually,
without further ado,
yeah, that's actually so cool. I've never seen one. Like I've seen the render of them, but not in person.
They do exist.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
My armory has like 6 of
if
them.
you ever see me walking around a tournament hall, I'll pull mine out and I'll show you if you want to see. We got
Uh,
Archon here.
Oh, I'm taking that one out of context later, though. I'm gonna save that one for sure.
Oh, that's a clippable moment. 100%.
Love that one.
Thank you.
All right, well, we got Archon over here. What is your favorite fab trend from this year?
Does anyone answer, or it's like a round table?
Yeah,
it's around the
everybody
table. This is where we just all talk to each other and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the fun part. This is like the
The whole part's fun. What do you mean?
yeah, okay, sure.
Trend?
Well,
I
okay,
don't,
there's
like,
one.
I
All right,
don't.
here's one that I hope becomes a trend. In Valencia, Michael Fung was on camera, who's about to be a caster at Seattle and Hong Kong. So maybe we don't get to see it in the flesh to make it a trend. So I give this to all of you watching. Please do this. Do as him. When he was resolving gravy allies, he physically put them on a die. And like the stream dice are 25 millimeter, they're pretty tall. And so when he was against an Acilio specifically, like this mattered. So he'd like cast the Sawbones and physically elevate it, right? Like die hard. And to present
On
the
the
stack,
stack.
right? And then the
Yeah.
Acilio started doing that too. And it was sick. Because
kinda
on
cool.
stream, as a visual representation, like obviously never gonna ask you to do that. But it was kind of cool to be like almost like floating. You know, we can't see from our vantage point that there's a die there, but you can see like the shadows underneath. I thought it was kind of sick. So hopefully people start doing that.
Pretty
one
neat.
thing I one thing I love is whenever you have someone on there and they're like, someone that's been on there enough times, like Michael or Noah or something, and they do a little camera work, like Noah's
Noah.
conceal play. Yeah, dude, that was a banger. I was like,
No,
that was a
yeah.
good one.
From the top rope. Just no
Yeah, that was-
emotion, but he physically was trying.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love camera work. Oh,
You have one, Zach. That sound like it looked like you had one.
Oh man, I don't know. Like trends, like
that's a tough one.
it's an interesting one. Like I have to say, like my favorite. It wasn't this year, but my favorite like fab trend that I've ever seen was when everybody started doing like their fab fitness journey. I don't know. I really like that as someone who struggles with like consistently like exercising or like getting in the gym or something like that. Like I really like to see that and to see people having results and like tying it to this card game that we love was really cool to see. So I kind of hope that makes a comeback, like just as like a do it if you want to kind of thing, because I just think it's fun and interactive for the community.
I don't know if this is like even a trend necessarily, but in the events that I went to this year, I felt like there was a noticeable uptick in the amount of like crazy high effort cosplays and like cosplay competitions, and seeing those around the event hall was like so sick. I remember at Nats, I turned around and the redback arachne was behind me. I was like, whoa, little jump scare. Like I love seeing those like crazy high effort cosplays. They're so cool, and everyone who does them is like so dedicated to it. It's so awesome. So that would be one that I love seeing and seeing continue.
Mm-hmm.
I love the addition of everyone putting on more deodorant at these events too. That was a good trend.
Good trend.
Keep that up. Keep that up.
That's a good trend. Good trend. We got one from Trent. Who is your favorite player to put on stream? And of course, they asked why hasn't Taylor Crawford been put on coverage games more? But we've beaten that horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please stop.
Favorite player on stream. I mean, I do have a soft spot for Noah. He is so you talk about camera work. He also knows how to piss me off specifically. Because used to be on Runaways with Noah, and I hate when he puts his cards upside down. And he's got a whole like mind game theory about it, but I just hate it so much. And he has sworn to me that if he's on coverage, he's always going to do it that way, regardless of whether he thinks his like opponent needs it or not, because he knows it's going to annoy me. So as much as I love putting him on, it's always torture. But Justin Koo, I think, is another one that stands out. His games are always just some of the most intense games of Flesh and Blood. He's a very tanky player, which I know not everyone appreciates, but he's not wasting time for no reason. He is using time to make sure he gives you the best game of Flesh and Blood you've probably ever seen. His decisions are incredibly deep. The lines he goes for are generally going to like have this risk axis that he will decide upon. Like, oh my god, he's like kind of nuts. I love putting him on camera because his games are. People always joke like we only put Justin on camera when he's against ninjas, whether it's like
dude.
Katsu or Cinder or whatever.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, and he's a Gravy Bones. Like it's supposed to be a bad matchup, but he's so good that you want to see him do it, you know? he's going to win like the 30% or whatever it's supposed to be. And he's done it almost every time. He's like 4-1 in our attempts to like put this on camera, something like that. Only losing in the finals, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I mean, shout out to the player who did win. But yeah, he's just a treat. I think everyone learns when he's on camera.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Justin play the Gravy Syndrome matchup, you should go back and watch some of those.
There's hundreds of
games, 'cause
videos.
They are
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
they're incredible. All right, got the next one. Maybe a bit early to tell, but what class/talent do you think is going to get the most out of Penn? This one probably a little bit more
I cannot
difficult.
answer.
Yeah, that's what I like said.
He pleads the
That's like-
fifth. Next question.
Well, you
it's
guys
Marlin.
can speculate. Yeah, go for it.
No, it's Marlin. It's not even a question. Deck's got like a 10% win rate in Silver Age, and I was like, if it makes it halfway viable, I mean, I can stop playing C4 Salvage in my CC deck. I was like, okay, cool. Like,
Necromancer's on the list of classes to get something out of Penn, and I'm kind of
that's
curious as
great.
to how they're gonna like what that's gonna entail. I imagine it's going to be something that isn't even like necessarily good in Gravy, but probably good for a coming Necromancer. But
it's just Chum 2. They're just doing a reprint Chum. It's Chum 2. I was like, it's a rare. You play in Sage.
that would. Whoop.
Zack, what do you think? What heroes are going to get the most support in Pin? Come on.
I hope they pick something that's kind of like at the back of the bus, to be honest. Like I hope that
Yeah,
they pick
Braving.
like I hope they pick like Warrior. Like I would love to see like Bolton or like Olympia get like support in some capacity. And I know that like Dawnblade Dory's kind of like floating around and doing some cool things, but I would love to see Warrior get some like I don't know, like not block slop support, like actual support to like make the class interesting and competitive.
Oh, thank goodness that's coming
They're-
after Blitz, because Quicksilver Prodigy is so annoying, dude. I don't know if you've
Dude.
played like enough
Oh my-
Blitz. Oh my god, I forgot that deck is a thing and is a rough time.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, my teammate's Josh, and he like sends his Dory list, and he's like, I think this is unbeatable. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I think that if that deck perfect draws, it's just got like the numbers to be the best deck in Blitz.
He
Anyway.
always draws
There
with
is
everybody.
a brand new classless warrior coming out with her
Hala.
teacher.
Hala.
Yeah. So we'll definitely see some level of generic warrior support at the bare minimum. All right. What is the coolest addition you've been able to make to the setup/production since LSS has brought you on?
I'd say coolest addition is just having other people whose job it is to care about coverage enough that like 24/7, anytime, any day, there's like someone to talk to about it. That's awesome. It's not just like, like one person's ideas anymore. It's an actual team, and everyone's got good ideas, and everyone's pretty keen to just like keep trying whatever works. So there's always innovation.
Ian the Levia guy. Which two people would you like to see commentate together that have not yet?
I think Punkage and Scott. It's like I think they might have cast like one round together at like a world. I think it was World Prem in Montreal or something. I forget. They did cast a little bit together. I think someone should fact check me on this. But
did they play each other at the show match?
Oh yes, they also played each other at show match. Yes,
That's
yes,
what
yes.
it was.
But when those two are like completely in their element, CC, like LL, any of these constructive formats, that has not happened yet. And they are both insanely talented and on either sides of like the play and color coin. So I think eventually that has to happen. Yeah.
And a little bit of a bonus from Ian is, again, what is your favorite behind-the-scenes moment/memory that most people haven't heard about?
Oh, Sam and I are normally like always very animated behind the scenes. Granted, he's normally pretty busy. So like Worlds, to have him in that like rotating position, he was generally like sitting next to me. And so there are these moments of like generally at like the tier 4s when it's a bigger team. Something, whether it's like a small run of show bit, like some transition time that we're trying to stick to, or like some injected video that like the socials team's been working on, whatever it is, like when it just happens perfectly, we just immediately turn to each other, and it's like that meme of like the Arnold hands. Like it's just awesome. And like we both are so excited about really small things, really small things. Like it might be as small as like cutting to the overhead, like right as the fist bump happens, like perfectly on the transition. Cause like at Worlds, we had like that kind of spiraling like bounce in the middle. And like, you know, you could almost get it to where like the fist bump happened there, but not every time. So like when it happened perfectly, it's like, oh bro, like we're in, like the round is good. But you know, there's yeah, tons of those moments throughout the broadcast, but it is cool to just like always turn and like have someone celebrating. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who gives the worst presents in Wraith?
What a crazy ass question. What the hell?
Very interesting question.
Oh, it's Riptide. I saw that one.
Oh
He
yeah,
just gives
yeah,
disease
yeah,
bait.
easy,
true,
easy.
yeah,
Here's
that's-
some bait.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
What a silly question. Huh. Can't ask that one. Sorry. No pin questions for us.
There's at least 2 or 3 questions that we've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to
they're
skip
all like,
over.
"Oh, what do you
Like,
think
there's a
about a-"
few that people were asking, and I was like, "Really, guys? Y'all are just trying to, like, get Pin out of, like, Ethan right now?"
Look, all I'll say about Penn is you should go to London. Dude, it's going to be awesome. Like,
Oh,
come on, that's it. London was awesome for Pro Tour. It's going to be awesome again for World Prem. And the World Prem, I mean, there's never been a Silver Age World Prem. So, you know, you want to hit some world first. You want to travel to like pretty easy access place. Just come, dude. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the best selling point
I
I've
forgot to say
heard
this
so
earlier,
far.
Yep.
but they keep on dropping these new alt arts. Like the new
Yeah, dude.
Blanche one just dropped.
That was sick.
They're so sick.
Yep.
That was sick.
Like they're killing it with these like reprints with alt arts. Like, oh
Yeah, so I made a tweet like a week ago or something about how my RKO deck, which I feel like I have not put that much effort into blinging out, is like has an alt printing, like a promo or like an EA or micro text box or something for every single card other than like 4. You know, it was like blue Nimby and like blue Nimblism, which is kind of lame because they did get alts if they were the reds. So, you know, but now, yeah, like there's just so many promos you can dig into. And they're not that fringe anymore. Like, I feel like generally, you know, they're becoming easier access, I would say. Generally, yeah.
How does coverage for a game like Fab differ from coverage from other card games? Single match tournaments or single matches to tournaments at large. Are there any restrictions due to like game mechanics, like drawing 4 every turn versus other card games?
I mean, I think the biggest difference is in Flesh and Blood, because it's a best of 1, and because there's tons of decision trees, like per hand with all the cards you draw, it can just be like a slower play experience, which obviously then means it's a slower viewer experience. And so there's some things of like fast play that you pretty much will never see in Flesh and Blood because it's not a skill that people really need to develop in Fab. Whereas almost every other card game, if it's like Pokemon, Riftbound, Magic, like you're playing best of 3s generally. And part of the competitive like skill expression is like knowing when to play fast, when you need to scoop, like when you need to slow down. There's like this dial of like how to manage time that a best of 3 demands, that is just not a thing in Flesh and Blood. I don't think that's like, it's not like a pro or a con, it's just a difference. But what it can mean is if you're coming from other card games to watching Flesh and Blood, maybe that's why there's always so many comments about it in chat. People love to call slow play. It's not slow play like most of the time. because it's just a best of one, guys. Like, I also don't want to just like play my Levia game in 15 minutes and then be salty for 30. You know, like I would rather play a 30-minute Levia game, be salty for just 15. Like, you know, I think when you play Flesh and Blood, there just is no driver to play as fast as possible. There just isn't. Is the main difference.
All right, we got a fun one to round it out. And I don't even know if everyone is going to be able to answer this question. What is your favorite Baldur's Gate 3 companion? Have you guys
Never played it.
I don't think Zack has played it.
Ask
That's a
Punkage
good
this
one.
though.
Taylor, you played it
He
for, like-
plays Baldur's Gate.
All right.
Hold on. Oh,
Isn't that like the
it's definitely
D&D video
Shadowheart.
game?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really
Yeah,
popular
yeah.
one that came out.
Yeah.
I guess almost 2
The
years
card
ago.
guys have a run going on, and it's just like absolute mayhem. It's
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you've heard about it. It's definitely Shadowheart. I have a soft thing for her.
The standard.
Yeah.
I enjoy Karlak myself. She's my favorite.
Yeah. They're all
But
great.
that is it from Breakpoints. Ethan, do you have anything that you want to like tell people where to find you, what to look out for?
No, I mean, just tune into the coverage, right? Like that's what it's just what I'm up to. It's really fun. It's a good time. There's more frequent giveaways these days as well. That's been I think like an unannounced change really, but you know, there's giveaways every stream now and tons of happy people. So yeah, it's just a good time. That's it. Seattle, Hong Kong, the 2026 calendar is also crazy and there's more coverage in 2026. Don't like a lot more. So yeah, just enjoy.
I'm excited to start
Super
traveling to
excited for-
Columbus and all them. Excited.
Mhm.
Good time.
It'll be great. I hope to see everybody there. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Breakpoints. We'll catch you later.